to New Dynasty Academy. Today we are doing mathematics for grade 11. We are answering questions from Eastern Cape, November 2021 question paper. Now, the first question here says the following table shows a sleeping pattern record in hours of 10 grade 11 learners. So we are given the table there, which shows the number of learners and the number of hours slept by those learners. So the first question says calculate the mean number of hours slept by learners and give your answer correct to decimal places. So since we are asked to calculate the mean number of um, hours, so we're going to use the hours row. So you can see that we have got only 10 numbers, which without using a calculator, you can just add them and divide by the total number of learners. So when you add all those numbers, you're going to get, remember the mean is x bar equals to sum of all those numbers divided by the number of data sets. So when you add all those numbers, they give you 66, and all those numbers they add up to 10. Then you divide by 10, and that is going to be 6,6. But the instruction says you should give your answer correctly to decimal places. So what we get on a calculator is only one decimal place. But what I can advise you can just add a zero there. That is 6,60 so that you answer the question according to the instruction by the examiner. The second question says write down the five number summary for this data. Remember your five number summary consists of the answering question 1.2 here. It consists of the minimum, the lower quartile, the median, the upper quartile, and the maximum value. So for you to be able to determine these values, your data must first be arranged in ascending order. So we're going to go on and arrange this in ascending order, starting from the lowest number. The lowest number, that is 3, then we've got 4, we've got 5, and there's a 6, there's 7, and there are 2 of them. Then we've got 8, there are 3 of them, and there's a 10. Now you can see that the minimum value is 3 here. So you can just go on and write your minimum value, and your maximum value is 10. Write your maximum value, which is 10. From here, I'll advise you just to go straight to calculate the median. So the median, since the data set is even, meaning that it has got only 10 numbers and 10 is even. So it means that the median is going to be the average of the two middle numbers. And those numbers are 7 and 7. Why am I saying so? Because this 7 and 7, they divide your data into two equal parts. On the left hand side, there are 4 numbers, and on the right hand side, there are also 4 numbers. So it means this 7 and 7 are the middlemost numbers. So you get the average of 7 plus 7. 7 plus 7, you add that. So you're going to say your 7 plus 7, then you divide by 2, and obviously the answer that is going to be 7. So your Q2 is going to be 7 there. So after doing that, you can see also that we've got the lower part of the data, which has got 4 numbers, and that's where you're going to calculate your Q1. And how do you do that? You take the 2 numbers that are in the most middle, that is 4 and 5, and you go on and do that for the upper one, which is 8 and 8. So you add 4 and 5, you divide by 2, then you get what? 4 and 5, that is 9, you divide by 2, that is 4,5. Anyway, 4,5 is exactly in between 4 and 5. And for Q3, you add 8 and 8, you divide by 2, and that is going to give you 8. And basically, that is your 5 number summary. Then the next question says, draw a box and a whisker diagram for this data set. Now, the box and a whisker, we use exactly what we have just done in the previous question, the 5 number summary. So starting with the minimum value, which is 3, there we're going to put a line there. And then our Q1 is between 4 and 5, which is 4,5, exactly there. And Q2 is 7, and we've got 8 as our Q3, and the maximum is 10. So from the minimum, you draw a line which is going to touch the first quartile. Then from the first quartile, you must have a box. until to Q3. So you must have this rectangular box. Then from there you draw a whisker to your maximum. So that is going to be your minimum, your Q1, Q2, Q3, and your max. And that's how you draw the box and whisker diagram. The examiners are very stingy with marks here. Anyway, let's continue to question 1.4. Refer to the diagram and comment on the skewness of data and give a reason for your answer. All right. Now, what we have here, I always tell learners that do not only look at the shape of your box and whisker, also look the position of your mean against the median. So our mean is 6.6. So if I can just go on and try to draw the mean here with dotted lines there, it's going to be somewhere there. That is going to be your X bar. That is the mean. And the mean is on the left hand side of your median, which is Q2, or it is lower than Q2. So if that is the case, it means then that your data is skewed to the left. So in your comment there, you're going to say that the skewness here is skewed to the left. And they require us to give a reason for that. We give a reason by saying that the mean you can just say lower than the median, or less than the median. So that is going to be a reason enough for that. And yeah, that's how you answer such questions. You can also see that the on your left hand side between Q1 and the mean, or between Q1 and Q2, we've got a longer rectangle as compared to between Q3 and the median. So that could also be the reason. Going further to question 1.5, calculate the standard deviation for this data. Give your answer correct to two decimal places. So in this case, as you can see, that is only 2 marks. So you can just go on and use a calculator. As I said, that if you do not know how to use a calculator to calculate these measures of dispersion, you can just go and watch our first video that introduce the statistics from grade 10 to grade 12. But anyway, nonetheless, since this data is ungroup data, just listen. I'm going just to state the steps, and these are the steps that you can just follow. If you don't have your calculator with you, you can just grab your calculator, pause the video, and grab your calculator. For the ungroup data, you can just press the mode on your calculator, then press button number 3, that is stats, and press 1 for variance, and then you're going to get a table. Then you insert the data, remember, you insert the data, you press the number like 7, then you press the equal sign, the next number equal sign, just like that. Then after that you press AC. From there you press shift, then you press 1, then you press 4 for variance or VAR. Then you're going to have some options there. That's why you can get the mean and the standard deviation, and the standard deviation is button number 3. So you do that, and in this case our standard deviation is 2 comma standard deviation is 2,01, and that's how you do that. And the next question says, Elena is considered to have slept well if his sleeping time is above one standard deviation from the mean. How many learners slept well? Learners tends to not understand exactly what is it that they need to do at this point with this type of questions. So please make sure that you read this question and understand what is the examiner trying to ask you in this case. So it says above one standard deviation. Remember, we can subtract from the mean the standard deviation. We can also add the standard deviation. So in this case, it says one standard deviation. So we are going to say that the mean plus one standard deviation. So our mean in this case is we're going to say x bar, which is the mean, plus one standard deviation. In this case, standard deviation, that is going to be that, and that is going to be 6,6. That is the mean, plus one standard deviation, which is 2,01. Then you get the answer of what? 8,61. 8,61. So you go back to your data set and look at how many numbers are greater than 8,61, and it's only one of them, and that is 10. So you say that how many learners are there? Only one learner. That is going to be your answer there. Only one learner in this case. So that's how you answer such a question. I hope you do understand what is going on here. I hope you understand that.